Hello, my friends. I have returned once again. So, made it to 1400 yesterday, like I said I would. And now, it's time to just take it in small increments the rest of the week. I figure, if I do 150 points per day, then that'll put me at the top by the end of the cycle. Obviously that's going to get harder and harder as it goes further up the ladder. It's because it gets so competitive up there. But hey, I believe I have a shot, right? And a lot of people are able to, climb up the ladder, just get all the way up there at the top real fast, and then defend their position the whole time. I'm not one of those people, right? I've made it above 2,000 before, but it wasn't all done in one day. That's for sure. And like my good buddy said just yesterday, it's the best way to do it is to go in small increments anyway, because it doesn't matter how quickly you get there. It just matters where you are at the end, right? So I'm going to pace myself, and that segues perfectly into the thought of the day. This is by Confucius, and it says, "It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop." Right? So this translates obviously to OLT very well, given that you can pace yourself. You can go little increments at a time, and even if you don't make it for OLT, right? If you're not able to do that yet, it doesn't matter, right? You keep focusing on your growth. You keep focusing on your improvement and learning until, the next OLT, maybe you have a shot. It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Right? In the moment, this is how we got to think. We always have to take the next step forward. And there are some days where it's just really bad, right? And we have to stop. Sometimes taking that next step forward is a judgmental decision to stop practicing bad habits that day. Sometimes the practice sessions are that bad, right? We're just not in the right headspace, having a bad day at work, at school, socially, with your family, whatever have you. As long as we're taking the next step forward in any way we can. And that step may look as small as, winning a game, winning one game, or making a good decision within a game if you still can't win a game yet. It doesn't matter. Moving forward is paramount. And before you know it, it's going to happen sooner than you think. You're going to start making some serious gains and improvements. You may not recognize yourself when you look back on where you started. So, I decided that we're going to load up Dark Fairy offense again. I think I only used it in one video before. It's a good team. Built it together with a buddy of mine. I'll go ahead and go over it, since I only used it in one video and only went over it once. So the Primarina here, I wanted to build Primarina in a way that was unique. So this is pretty hard offense into a bulky Calm Mind Primarina here, which is interesting. But a lot of counterplay to offense will fall to this set right here, right? So stuff like E-Speed Dragonite, the Terra Ghost, it'll get taken advantage of there. The Ghost sub Primarina is also very good versus Stall, right? So, and then you've got paired with it, you've got this Iron Valiant set, which is very heavily attack biased. And by the way, on this Primarina set, the reason the spread is the way it is because the HP and the special defense helps it take hits from Walking Wake better. And plus the HP is on a good leftovers recovery number, so it gains that extra % every turn. You divide by 16 if it comes out to an even number, or not decimal number rather, then it'll gain an extra %. Be more like 13% recovery rather than 12. So good little trick there if you're concerned with crunching numbers like I am. But anyway, back to the Iron Valiant. The number one enemy for Primarina is Galarian Slowking. And this is meant specifically to Terra knockoff and Oko the Slowking, since the Slowking always wants to come in on Iron Valiant too. So that's what that's for. It's a nice little lure there to make sure to clear away for Primarina. The rest is pretty standard offense stuff, right? So Landorus Therian is a really good Gloomon for offense. The Rocky Helmet gets a lot of chip, makes sure that, you know, Iron Valiant can take advantage later on. And Primarina can set up all over the weakened stuff, especially on stall, right? So the knock plus hazard is really good versus stall. And then you've got the King Gambit, the double dark offense here, lots of power, right? You got a Terra Fire, Air Balloon Gambit, very clutch versus things like other Roaring Moon combined with Intimidate. Got my own Roaring Moon here. Taunt also is another weapon we have versus stall. Taunt Moon. It doesn't have the Earthquake, but as far as, you know, hitting stuff goes, the things that it would hit with Earthquake is covered by other things in the team pretty well. And then the hazard control of the team is Cinderace, right? So I'm not heavy hazard stacked myself. I'm just Stealth Rocks. The Cinderace Court Change really takes advantage of that, so that if I do come up against real hazard stack, well, then I can just switch it around on them, and the worst that I gain back on my side is some rocks. And that's not the worst thing in the world. So yeah, I used it in one video and it performed pretty well for me, so let's go ahead and play a game here. I feel like it deserves its time to shine. Starting right about from 1400, so yeah, 1411. Super Bash 93, very interesting team you have. Let's play some Pokemon. Alright, we got the Gliscor. The Primarina might be pretty good against it if it can get a sub up, but if it's faster, probably Toxic will be detrimental. The King Gambit with the Air Balloon is really good if I can catch it that way. And it can get overpowered by stuff like Roaring Moon. I just have to really be careful to be offensive with it versus when I'm in on it with the Primarina or whatever. I got to really try to overwhelm its recovery so that it's not encouraged to come in and just click Toxic and stall on me. So I just got to be proactive. The Alomomola, handled by the Primarina as well. Probably the Iron Valiant can hit it as well. I can probably take a little of HP off of it because it wants to come in with the Landorus. Got the Grass Knot, something I didn't mention in the preview. That's for stuff like, you know, Water's Dondozo, right? The physically defensive Alomomola, and also Great Tusk. But yeah, that's just a little team building thing there. Goldengo, obviously King Gambit's really good, especially with the Terra Fire. Cinderace is good against it as well. Roaring Moon can set up all over it. Now the Hoopa. This is an interesting one. The fairies are going to be important versus it. I don't know if it's carrying Gunk Shot or not. King Gambit can revenge it pretty well with the Sucker because it's really soft on the physical defense side. Yeah, U-Turn is obviously really powerful versus it for that reason, so both Landorus and Cinderace. His own Cinderace there, I feel like Terra Fire King Gambit is really good against that. So is Landorus. Primarina is really good against the Cinderace as well, so that might be my opportunity to set up a sub. Yeah, and it's going to be key versus this Zamazenta here. If it gets too out of hand with the Iron Defenses, excuse me, the Iron Defenses, then I'm going to have to Terra Ghost. That's another thing that Terra Ghost is really good versus. Obviously, if I get a +1 speed, Valiant can hit it pretty well. The Moonblast, Earthquake is, Intimidate is always really good. Rocky Helmet Chip, if I manage to catch it with the Will-O-Wisp. Some of these are running a little bit less speed lately, not all of them. So the Will-O-Wisp with possibilities to scout sets. So I think I'm looking at an in-game of Terra Fire King Gambit, actually, or possibly a sub Primarina with Terra Ghost. The only way King Gambit happens is if the Zamazenta is out of the way, but it's entirely possible that I gain a Primarina substitute opportunity against Cinderace, and the Cinderace would be brought in by King Gambit likely. So these two are going to be monumental in the game plan. I believe I lead. I believe I lead with either Cinderace or Landorus here. So I think Cinderace is pretty safe. Right, so he brings in the Goldengo. That's not bad. Alright, so what does he do here? I don't think he ever stays in here. So if he tries to take advantage with Gliscor, clicking Will-O-Wisp would be great. Even if I do only hit the Alomomola, then that'll still be good progress. So let me just click Will-O-Wisp here because I don't anticipate that this Goldengo would stay in. Not a real nice Pyro Ball there. Trying to be proactive against that Gliscor like we mentioned. If he does do that, that would be incredible. Just shut off its toxic recovery. So we'll see. Ooh, we catch the Zamazenta, which is good too. Oh, man. That would have been so clutch. All right. And the mullet comes in. Whew, sometimes you just get those moments where it's... Well, let's see what the item is on the Mola. If it's Rocky Helmet, then... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's red card. Flip turn, not too bad. Oh, goodness. That tells me that it might be Gunk Shot, actually. So, let me... Yeah. Right, okay. He has his own Cinderace, so I don't believe that Stealth Rocking is the play here. Now, I don't want my Prim to get caught with a Toxic, so what do I do here? I could Taunt Moon, actually. That wouldn't be a bad play. Because technically, he's not going to touch me with anything but Earthquake, and I could... that'd be really aggressive for this part of the game. That's an interesting... And then I would be caught in a prediction situation with Zamazenta. I anticipate Terra Steel, because that's the norm. Yeah, this Gliscor I knew was going to be a problem. I think I'm not looking at a Primarina endgame. So if I do get caught with a Toxic, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think it's more important for me to be on top of this Gliscor. Okay. Right, so he's not willing to do that. There's a Psychic Noise. Okay. Okay. What is he gonna do now? He knocks off. Alright. So. He brings in the Mola once more. It's red card Mola. So. Gain a little bit of Lefty's recovery there. Thinking about value here, gotta try to gain some back. So you just straight up can't even use Draining Kiss if you're heal blocked. There's no damage or anything. It doesn't just shut your recovery off, it's just the whole move down. Good to know. See him here. It's not a bad play. Brings in the Hoopa. I have to go land, I believe. He side noises again. I'm not gonna lie, this is tough. This is hard. Alright, I'm starting to think that Roaring Moon play is looking more and more friendly. Because this is going in circles now. And I'm losing the value game. Alright, I'm gonna try something else. because this is a pretty good matchup versus the Gliscor here. Why did you click Earthquake, buddy? You just let me have that. Okay. I think I preserved the balloon. I should have clicked Iron Head there. That would have been the smarter play. He has leftover Zama, so Valiant doesn't seem too good in this matchup because of the Cinderace, and I mean I could, but I'm not going to be able to use the Terra. I could catch something with a knockoff, so I think I throw Valiant in here on the body press. Right, so and there's no way he stays in here unless he just Terras and my goodness. Okay, so he's just asking for a close combat. Okay. That thing was a problem, so that opens up Prim. That was an interesting counterplay to Prim. I like it. Very annoying, but I like it. So now we gotta figure this thing out. Here's what I do. That might be my win right there. If I could just, yeah, there we go. And then do this number. Actually, what would this do? Wouldn't do too terribly much, actually, so alright. 26.4. I would like to get a CM. Oh, not bad. Oh, but the Encore wears off. See, I should have just committed to it right from the get-go. There. Alright, so we're okay. He's doesn't act like he's knocked, otherwise he would have clicked it there. Goldango. What does Shadow Ball do? It doesn't kill me, actually. But I'm not ready to let this go. So, what I'll do is probably sack the Landorus. Right? And threaten with the King Gambit. Now, I'm not Terra Fire anymore, so I'm not just, you know, skirting the whatchamacallit here. I'm not just skirting the Will-O-Wisp. I think Prim is my only play. You know what? I didn't make the best play. I don't think. No, he's probably carrying Crunch. They all do. That helps. He's Roar. Alright. So, ouch. This is going to hurt me. But it doesn't kill. So, what I can try is Acro here. This is acting like it's a sucker race. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay. Ah, dang it. That's always a gamble. Now, I would like to catch it with that. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you a burn fire type. Okay, so now Sucker doesn't kill me. So I go Mola. Potentially get a nice sub. Okay. So if he's Sucker Ace, that probably means he's not Will-O-Wisp. Probably. But you never know. This is acting like a choice-locked Golden Go. So what I can do is Gambit. Please don't do something crazy. Okay, he didn't. The balloon is not important anymore because the life score is gone. I Iron Head here. So that's definitely not a bulky Cinderace. Okay, there goes the Cinderace. That was very threatening towards the Gambit. This is acting like a Scarf Goldie. So, all right, I have to rogue mat my end game here. This is kind of tense. The Golden Go is gonna Shadow Ball here. Now the question being, do I King Gambit and double? Or do I let this go? Iron Head. What does Iron Head do to Zama? 40. Okay, this thing is definitely acting like... It's Focus Blast. Alright. So it is definitely Scarf confirmed. He just gave me an opening to substitute. Now I Calm Mind. That predict may have been a mistake on his part. Okay, he's gonna try and heal something. So I wonder if Psychic Noise. Oh well, he didn't hard switch, so he's gonna heal something. But it's okay. I get a free hit off on something. Okay, now I have a choice here. Do I take the Shadow Ball? It's Scarf, 100% Scarf. This is a good question. Well, because he might double here. Well, I've been waiting long enough that he thinks I'm gonna try something shiesty. So I think Prim can afford the hit. So if he crunches here, I gain a bunch of HP back. Right, and that's game. Okay, I was trying to cover all options by that play there. So not too bad. And good game. Wow. What a way to open. That was a interesting game there. All right. I'm going to save that one. Cool, man. All right, well, let's find another one. Actually, hold on. My work cell just rang. See if that's like a spam number or something. Okay, I had to shut the camera off there for a little bit, but I'm back now. Let's find another game. Okay, ooh, nice. A Rotom Frost. I've not seen that in a while. Okay, let's play some Pokemon side effects. Rotom Frost, Slow King Galar, a Rockwanid, which is also interesting. I see those time to time though. Great Tusk, Goldango, and Ogerpon Cornerstone. That's the one that boosts defense, I believe. I think. Make sure of that. Cornerstone. Sturdy and yes. Pretty sure. It's kind of hard to figure out, but all right, I need to go. Primarina, Iron Valiant, Landorus, King Gambit, Roaring Mood, Cinderace. All right, so this Rotom Frost it's got Bolt Beam coverage, which is really interesting. So the Cinderace is what I'm thinking right off the bat, which is pretty good. Outspeeds it, doesn't give it an opportunity really, unless it's a Scarf set with Trick. We're just gonna have to be mindful of that. Now Primarina with Terra can potentially wall it if it is like some kind of nasty plot stab set. We're just gonna have to see what that is. Now Iron Valiant with a booster energy outspeeds it no matter what, and clicks at close combat. That'll be nice. So King Gambit can Sucker Punch it. If it's Terra Fire, then well, it can't take a Will-O-Wisp. The Landorus is faster than unboosted, I believe. So let me do an abbreviated version here. So Slowking, Galar, obviously I've got the Iron Valiant for that. King Gambit is really good. Roaring Moon claps it. U-turning on it takes some chip off of it. Even though it is Regenerator, the other Rockwanid. Primarina is pretty good against it, has some impact. Now, the King Gambit can hit it pretty hard, but it's likely faster. So I can pick it off with Sucker later. The Great Tusk is handled by the Primarina pretty well. I've got Grass Knot for it. Acrobatics can hit it. And then the Goldango, the King Gambit, the Primarina, the Roaring Moon, and the Cinderace. The Ogerpon Cornerstone, the Iron Valiant's pretty good. Terra Primarina is probably looking at a Terra Primarina in game. We lead Cinderace because of that. Rotom Frost, he brings in the Rockwanid. I U-turn on it to break any potential sashes. He's going to set webs on me, which is okay. And I believe I just go ahead and bring in the Primarina here and stay as proactive about this thing as I can. Right, because he liquids. That was a possibility. I want to sub and see what he does. All right, so he is the slower. And he does indeed set... So that tells me that this is a plot Rotom Frost. That does tell me that he is slower than me, which is good. That helps, actually. Mirror Coat. So the Mirror Coat won't do anything except break the sub. So I can get... If he lets me do this here, I can get potentially a lot of boosts and then get 2 Draining Kisses on him. Alright, so I sub again. He's sturdy, so an Oko wouldn't matter. Ah, I see. Alright, we go Landorus. Best play here is the U-turn, or he power whips. Very interesting. Ace. Now let me see, if this thing Terras, it goes straight into a rock type. Yep, it is. That's how I could have figured it out. Just do the calculator. I would like to wisp this, if I could potentially do so. Let me see if that would even live. Hold on, where's the status? Status, there it is, burned. Alright, even Terrid, he wouldn't kill me. Alright, so we're good there. I court change every time. One more turn of burn, and it will bring him into range of a U-turn, even when he's Terrid with the +1. Right. So, if he Terras, I only have a 12.5% chance to OHKO and 90% chance to OHKO if I Pyro. Okay, that's good. Okay. We got the Araquanid out. At this point... Pyro can chip. Right, so at least I've even the playing field here. This is looking more and more like a Terra Ghost Prim situation. The Iron Valiant still outspeeds the Slow King Galar. So I'm thinking that, well, I want to make this as fragile as possible for whatever comes next. Alright, so... What next? Well, actually, Moon is nice. Moon looks very nice here. And it's Cuss Step. Okay, I have seen that a couple of times before, so I should have accounted for that possibility. But it's gone, right? That's why I threw in Landers. Who's the weakest one, I lose the least value no matter what happens. So... now the thing to really be afraid of here is a possible Boots Tusk or... well, and the Rotom Frost, which is levitated, so it's not affected by the webs. So what I would like to do is Prim. Goldango. Okay. Well, oh, I'm also Air Balloon King Gambit. I want to think about that. It's not bad. Okay. I think I take one hit off of this. Okay, try again. Timer's running down. Ouch. There we go. That's all I cared about. Break the balloon. Okay. Now what I could also do is I'm looking at a Moon in game. I'm pretty sure. So let this go. I'm afraid that he might be Focus Blast. So I'm just gonna gamble here. Actually, Swords Dance is best play. Swords Dance best play. Timer. Timer. Oh, he is Focus Blast. Dang it. Alright, well, that tells me something. So it... oh, dang it. This is what I get for taking so long. Man, I gotta get faster at this. This team is so much more surgical than I'm used to. I think that's what the thing is. I got to get readjusted to it. It is a good team. It is a very good team, but it just works in a way that isn't like the others that I have. Okay, so Dragonite, Okidogi, Great Tusk, Hatterene, Gouging Fire, Latios. Another interesting team. Primarina, Iron Valiant, Landorus, King Gambit, Roaring Moon, Cinderace. Let's not waste time like we did last time. So the Dragonite, Landorus can intimidate it. Cinderace can Will-O-Wisp. Primarina is pretty good to an extent. The Okidogi is interesting. So Landorus is good against that, and it's going to get status most likely. The Iron Valiant's likely not doing much unless it's chipped. It can kill it. Probably running Knock. Otherwise, a Terra Ghost would be good. I'm going to have to lean on Landorus for that, though. Roaring Moon can kill it with Aggro. The Great Tusk, handled by the Primarina. The Landorus has Grass Knot, which is going to chip it pretty substantially. Again, the Roaring Moon can Acrobatics. If we catch it with a Will-O-Wisp, would be nice. Obviously, the Iron Valiant claps it. The Hatterene, killed by the King Gambit, and can be potentially overwhelmed by the Primarina / Cinderace. Roaring Moon can get powerful too. The only way I set up on it would be with Terra Flying. Well, Taunt would bounce back at me, so no, I can't set up on it. The Gouging Fire is the Landorus, so Landorus preserving that was going to be paramount. The Primarina can handle Gouging Fire to an extent. The Iron Valiant is going to be faster without too many boosts. So Landorus / Primarina will be tag teaming that. Latios, the King Gambit, obviously the Iron Valiant is faster with the booster energy. You only get one of those. The Primarina is good as well. So I'm looking at a Primarina / King Gambit. Well, / Roaring Moon in game. So here we go. I believe I have to lead Cinderace. Burning this thing would help a lot. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright. It is indeed Knock. So good, I just shut down that capability there. We bring in the... it's probably going to try to poison the Toxic Chain. We bring in the... I think the only option is Landorus, since we dedicated that. Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay, there goes Okidogi. Got a Toxic on the Landorus, which was expected, but not in too bad a shape right now. There's that. What would Luster Purge do? So the Primarina is the dedicated check towards the Gouging Fire, so it would be better to let this take damage than the Primarina, because this is a secondary check, right? It does Luster Purge. Luster Purge did 68.6. That means it's Specs, so we are choice locked. Specs, choice Specs. Luster Purge versus the Landorus. Oh no, it's not. It's not Specs. That was important for me to sucker there and to actually see the number, because if it was Specs, true Specs, it would have done at least 73. Right? It was probably some twisted spoon set, which is interesting. Good thing I actually checked the numbers instead of just assuming it was Specs because it was more than the Scarf set, the damage output. Okay, now this is a problem. So we bring in Landorus. It's weak already. It will Suicide. It gets the Dragon Dance. What do we do? The Psychic Noise still didn't do much. Prim is still stout. It can Calm Mind. which is good versus everything he has now. Okay, so the Dragon Kiss. I bet he hits here, so yeah, Draining Kiss is the play. Psychic Noise, next. Alright. There it goes. What is this Great Tusk gonna do? Does it headlong and kill me? It does, most likely. So. I could be very shisty. No, I don't think I want to do that. Because I think this headlongs. Do I have to let this go? Well, you know what? Actually, King Gambit would be good against the Hatterene, but is not necessarily great versus the Dragonite or the Great Tusk. So I can throw it in, assuming the headlong. Get some chip. It probably will close combat here. So, alright. Bring in the Iron Valiant. Headlong would not kill. So even if he does like Terra Steel or something, I can always answer it with a close combat, but he lets me have it. The now sub will be good against this thing. I would like to see, but I don't want to take a nuzzle because that thing can get out of control real fast if I do so. But I want to get rid of its passive recovery. Okay, so I think I do knock here. This is Draining Kiss. Alright, so I have to ace. The crit does not help. I took that value for a reason. You just gained it all back. Darn it. But this is not over. All is not lost yet. Because my thought is, well, okay, that's gone now. Now, I think Moon is powerful enough at this point to knock off, and it's not actually. Dang it. Well, actually, does this account for the photosynthesis boost? I mean, it says it's okay, active. Okay, that is accounting for it. Dang it. So, do I Terra Fly? I do not. It still doesn't matter. This is hard. I think my only choice here is to try and outboost this thing, which is not gonna happen. Dang, that's game. Rough. We're only in the 14s. What can Terra Knock do? Nothing. He's going to Drain and Kiss. Oh my gosh. Well, let me see. Plus attack. I think I have to Terra Acro. I think I have to Terra Acro. Yeah. I mean, Dragon Dance. Okay. Nice. We get a one-shot off of this. Okay. Woof. Booster energy is consumed, so this is still complicated. Does he Terra and kill from here? He does not. Necessarily. This is hard. Would he kill Valiant with a +1 Terra? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I gotta make a decision. Taunt. He didn't E-speed. He ice spin it. Dang it. Okay. This is hard. I at least break the... Oh, he's fire. And I just hope for a crit, basically. And he extreme speeds. God dang. This is so frustrating, man. Alright. I gotta take that. Get it later. Gotta do something real quick. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back once more. I think I'm going to cut this team for now. Revisit it later. I think I'll go with the old standard. I perform well with this team. So, got to do a little better here. Alright, Dr. Pang. Let's play some Pokemon. Here's the Samurott Hisui, Great Tusk, Darkrai, Goldingo, Primarina, and King Gambit. We also have the Garchomp, the Goldingo, the Glimmora, the King Gambit, Iron Valiant, Dragon. I've used this team so much in my videos, so if I'm familiar with anything, it'll be this one. So, the Samurott, Garchomp can answer it, Iron Valiant can clap it, Garchomp can take some hefty damage off of it. The Great Tusk, Garchomp's there for that with a Draco Meteor, nice and strong. Goldingo can hit it too, depending on what set it is. Iron Valiant claps. The Darkrai, the King Gambit, Sans Focus Blast. Iron Valiant can kill it as well, not accounting for a Scarf. These things usually like to run Terra Poison, so tearing and Ghost and Calm Minding on it might be a good idea, depending on how much the HP it has left in a given situation. The Goldingo, the King Gambit, the Garchomp has a little bit of impact. Dragonite with Terra Normal can potentially take advantage, and then the Shadow Ball can potentially kill as well if Terra'd. I forgot to mention the Dragonite can also pick off the Darkrai if it gets going before it's in. The Primarina, Goldingo is the best shot versus that. Garchomp can chip it as well with an Earthquake as long as we keep away from its fairy moves. Just to make sure that it takes chunks off of it. King Gambit kills it as well. The opposing King Gambit, the Iron Valiant has Vacuum Wave for that. We need to be real aggressive with this team. Earthquake can kill it. Garchomp can also kill it depending on the situation. I believe the good old standard is to lead with Glimmora, but I'm tempted to lead with Garchomp right now. I think I will. Yeah. Okay, so then later on, let him miss with the Ceaseless. That's pretty useful there. Why did you go Goldingo? Interesting. Okay. We're not Balloon Gambit anymore. Gets the crit with the Ice Beam. Let's look at what he is here. Crit. King Gambit. He's Specs, isn't he? Yeah, he's Specs. Good to know. So what can I do that will also stay on top of his Great Tusk switch in? I believe Goldie. Yeah, but I don't know if I want to spin the sucker. Don't let him put any spikes up. Ancient Elephant. Hello. Wait, we activated. Oh, is the freeze along with the crit? I didn't even notice that. Okay, well, another reason why Lum is so good. Oh, let's see. Might want to preserve this just to threaten the Primarina, depending on its spread, if it's the fast setup or whatever. The Goldango really isn't winning it against anything else. So, I believe bringing it in here is wise to take advantage of the balloon play, rapid spin. Go ahead and make it rain against whatever comes in. Probably the King Gambit, but we'll see what he does. There's the knockoff. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and let that go. I will go ahead and activate my Focus Sash, lay down a Toxic Spike in the event that the Primarina comes in so I can cripple it right off the bat. Best play here is Earth Power. I don't believe Stealth Rocks are going to be good, so if he rapid spins, anticipating my hazards, just to keep that off, at least I can get rid of this. There we go. We got one Toxic Spike layer down. That is exactly what I wanted. Now, we just hit as much as possible. That seems more like an Assault Vest set. So, what speed is that usually? 200 specifically. For King Gambit, that makes sense. I would like to go ahead and Iron Head, even if it does flip turn on me. Oh wow, it's powerful. Should have paid attention to that. Didn't pay attention to the calc. That's my fault. What do I have? Oh, Garchomp will hit it hard. Okay, that's what I should have done in the first place. I keep skipping over the details. Alright. You are Specs, and you can go ahead and take this Garchomp. So, let's see what that does to +1. What? Doesn't make any sense. It's crit, no wonder. Okay, that makes sense. Worst comes to worst. You know, I do have the Vacuum Wave, but if this thing Terras, then worst comes to worst, I do have Dragonite as a little bit of a backup there, so... The smarter thing actually would have been to Calm Mind again there, in case it like tried to Terra and resist or something. Just account for all options. There's checkmate. What are you? What are you gonna do? Sucker Punch. Even worst case scenario, Sucker Punch won't kill me here. If you Terra something else. Alright, let's say freaking Fire. Vacuum Wave is doing... Okay. It's Fairy. Oh, you know, I should have Moon Blasted. There's no way out of this. Ooh. Did he just hand me a win? It's possible. Oh my gosh. Oh, nice. Clutch. %. That's my game. Extreme speed always outspeeds the sucker punch because higher priority bracket, and I win. Now, there is one. I need to upload that. Probably could have played it better. There is one change that me and a buddy of mine mentioned that we can make to this team, and that's this. We need to go modest. 260, right? Still be over adamant Dragonite because pretty much all the Dragonites are adamant. 32. Just invest the rest in HP, and then the reason I'm doing this is to put this with Hex, right? The Jolly speed really isn't needed for Dragonite anymore because none of them right now seem to be Jolly. I mean the timid speed. None of the Dragonites seem to be Jolly, so I'm gonna make this edit and put it down because that's really what it was only for. And the reason I'm putting Hex on here is because of Gliscor. Gliscor is very annoying for this team. So I'm going to show you this. Dingo, right? So offensive nasty plot, modest, bam, Gliscor, right? That's the Spadef set that's so common. That's just the one you copy paste off Smogon, right? So if you do +2 Shadow Ball, it doesn't kill, but the Hex absolutely will. See that? There we are. So that's why we're going to do that. I've been meaning to make that change for a little bit. Might change the moves a little more. See if make it right. We kill it +1. After I make it rain, will it still kill? It's very unlikely. And I don't think this can afford to be Life Orb. So I'll change to the team in real time, right? So the modest makes up for the raw Hex damage drop off from Shadow Ball a little bit. And so we're going to find another game, trying to end off strong here. And then I'm going to have to play more later this evening because I promised myself around 150 points today. Try to get to like 1550. So I'll play more off camera. It was a good session last time off camera, so I can do it again. This is looking like a Simi Trick Room team. With the Hatterene, the Goldane goes strong against that, so is the King Gambit. Things can just overwhelm it as well. The Zamazenta, the Goldingo, the Iron Valiant can do it depending on the TR status here. The Ursaluna, Goldingo can possibly retain its balloon versus that. The Vacuum Wave Iron Valiant can pick it off. You just got to make sure to chip it. Perhaps with hazards. I think hazard play will be good, plus priority will make, TR or not irrelevant. So I think Vacuum Wave, Sucker Punch, E-Speed is going to be the way to play this match. Yeah, well, on top of the hazards. Iron Boulder, answered by the Goldango. That's a tough one. So Goldango might have to be preserved for the boulder specifically. The Moth can be answered by the Glim, the Guard Chomp. The Dragonite can take advantage of it. The Gouging Fire, it's also very dangerous. The Guard Chomp can take advantage of it. So the Glimora, Dragonite can EQ it potentially. This is a dangerous team. I think the biggest threat is that Iron Boulder, so I got to keep that in mind. So I'm looking at a Sucker Punch win con. That's why the Zamazenta's there. Dang it, they did their homework. Yeah, This is good. I think I want to retain the booster energy just so Vacuum Wave can hit stuff. This thing is usually going to want to be in. He's going to have to get creative with it, so am I. So I think Glim comes in and tries to guarantee some kind of hazard. Just the toxic spikes, and I try to overwhelm the Hatterene. Maybe it's like, yeah, okay, so there's that set. The Power Gem, try to whittle this down as fast as possible. There's the Luna. This Luna is 100% gonna hit me right here. Because if he doesn't, right, there we go. So that's progress. First power, just to see what he does. Laugh if he goes Iron Moth. He's not going to do that, but yeah, he has that Iron Moth in the background. So what can this do? It can't kill. From there, the Gold Dingo potentially can. The Fire Punch will likely Oko, though. So 50-50. Dang. That's tough. Alright, so the Guard Chomp would kill, accounting for the burn damage. The Facade would kill me first, though. So I think my only shot here is Gold D, because this thing is so dangerous. Whew, okay, that was a 50% roll. We're struggling through this one, folks. There's the Moth. Prevent its sub at all costs. Would rather it hit me first. Okay. And does not get the special attack raise, which is good. I believe we are looking at a Valiant in-game here. Gleam doesn't kill without Terra Fairy. Let's see. Yeah, so less than 50-50. Zama. You know, this might be where the Draco is clutch. Actually, no, we need to stack up spikes here because it needs to stay in. Okay, all right, that's good. All right, we're doing all right. I feel like I'm multitasking. Everybody's reaching out to me today, texting, playing at the same time. So it might just be that I'm distracted. But I'm gonna make it up. I'll get to 15-50 today. That's not going to be a challenge. It is right now, seemingly, but had a long morning. It won't be later today, though, so. Try to take more chip. No, he's going to bring in Hatterene at this point, I think. I should have clicked spikes again. And there goes the Moth, okay. He sacks the Moth. This is a hard one. He brings in the Gouging Fire, which is very dangerous. Draco here. Oh my gosh, he's fairy. He knew I was going to do that. Alright, my only shot here, I believe, is to wait for Reflect to wear off and then potentially snag something with an E-speed. Without the screens. Can we get the screens out of here? How do we do that? Oh, right. Select. Get out of here. Terra does 52. So there's hope. There's hope here. That's all I need. That's okay. All right, so oof, this is rough. This is real rough. Please, oh my goodness. Okay, well, good news is he didn't wisp me. He is the bulky set though. Well, obviously he's the bulky set because it's TR. Dang. He's gonna be less speed. Should have clicked on that. There's a chance here. There's a small chance. Ooh. Well, that's fine because Valiant is special. There's a small chance that this Mighty Cleave's definitely going to kill me. So the best thing to do is get a little bit of chip off of it as much as possible. This is hard. Okay, well, Mighty Cleave Oko. Nothing he has is going to Oko. So I think there's a chance here. I can feel my growing pains. Oh, I might be lost, but I'll find a fight within. But I don't outspeed. Doesn't even Tuco? See, that can't be right. I guess I gotta trust the calc here. Oh my goodness. Maybe I can get 2 boosts up and win. Potentially. I think I can. No. No, I just Shadow Ball here. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a tense one. I expected it to do more, but everything... Like Earthquake, I wasn't expecting it to do that little to Iron Valiant, but I win. Woo-hoo-hoo. This was a tense one. Okay, I think I need to call it there. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to ladder up later today, but for the video, that's good. Thank you so much for watching, and join me in the next one where I start higher up.